Hey everyone, my name is Jake Wolf, and I am going to be describing my topic proposal paper here. Um, the type of project I'm going to do is a hands-on research project, and it has to do with my job now. So currently, I work for Amazon in their learning and talent development department. We run onboarding trainings and sort of managerial, professional development, if you want to call it that. So we do a lot of those, and I work on a specific area and a specific team and a kind of a nook of Amazon that certain people fall under. So I work with a lot of managers that are in the fulfillment centers that um, oversee the packing and picking and sorting of um, all the items that we order on a daily basis. So, in a lot of these fulfillment centers, or FCs as we call them, there have been in the U.S. specifically, there have been programs where um, the goal was to assimilate ESL speakers and non-English speakers into the workforce. Originally, it was a due to uh, a hiring need. So originally, they cut the requirement for speaking English, and they used bilingual associates on the floor to sort of train these English speakers in a very non-English speakers. I mean, in a very simple sense, that is what these programs are. It is hiring people who speak very little English or who don't speak English as a first language into a entry level sort of what you would know as a warehouse picker type job, and giving them the tools that they need and the little bit of extra help that they need to succeed at Amazon. So a lot of these programs were tried in a seasonal format. A lot of them were tried in certain regions. A lot of them were tried in, you name it. There was a specific parameter for why a certain fulfillment center or group of fulfillment centers wanted to take on these programs. Now, you do have to have resources like people to oversee the program, these ambassadors who are bilingual. You have to have them. You have to have the all the all the necessary training and tools related to teaching somebody not only the technical skills needed for their job, which is typically hard enough, but also the communicative skills and things like that. So, um, what happened was the programs have kind of disbanded, and not for a bad reason. It's just that those teams were more like project teams, and they weren't ever given a permanent status. So people jumped over and worked on these ESL teams and ran them for a while, and then maybe the need in a certain region didn't sustain, and then they didn't need to hire ESL speakers anymore. Things like that. So what I want to do is explore the option of keeping this type of program in the running at Amazon and see how it can benefit the company as a whole, especially just here in the U.S. So that's the kind of type of project I want to do. The deliverables for this semester would be to create sort of standard operating procedures on this um, how this project would go out. So, what would these ESL programs or initiatives look like in each fulfillment center? What would they look like in each region? What would they look like in each line of business? Like, say, they may look different for the different areas and functions of a certain fulfillment center. Like, what if a fulfillment center does mostly shoes? What if a fulfillment center does mostly large, bulky items? Maybe there's a difference there in how language is portrayed in those type of settings. Maybe the environment, the culture, the workplace jargon is different. And Amazon, just like any other large company where there's lots of moving parts, we have lots of acronyms, lots of jargon. So I'm sure that has something to do with it as well. So I want to look into all those questions. I want to look into all those variables, and basically, once I figure out what the needs are, I would create SOPs for how a simple moldable ESL assimilation program can be put in place in most fulfillment centers in the United States. Um, I'm going to move on to the timeline here. Most of these dates are from D2L, signified by the little asterisks. So the topic proposal obviously would be this. It's due on 2/8. The initial research that I'm wanting to complete would be things like I work from home, so going to a fulfillment center and walking through and talking to people and kind of doing a hands-on, boots on the ground type of research. That would take a day or two to find the the right people, find the testimonials and the statistics that I need from in house. I actually live close to a fulfillment center that did this program at one time, so I want to see if anybody was involved with it. So I have to do some research for that, and then I will create the paper outline, basically just the bones of what will be in our longer paper at the end of the semester, and then those SOPs I was talking about, the structure of the program, um, the steps to take in order to implement maybe one of these ESL programs at a fulfillment center would be after that. And then I wanted to create a one pager, and I'm sure many companies use the term one pager, but it's basically something extra I wanted to do with this project, and it's like a project proposal, a program proposal. It's a one-page document, kind of highlighting the needs and analysis and statistics, and kind of saying why the higher ups should listen to what you want to be implemented in the company. And then, of course, we have the progress report, rough draft, written project, and the project presentation. So that is my project. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to let me know. I really would love input. This is something that is dear to my heart, with languages and cultures and things like that, and creating community and helping people succeed in a place where they typically wouldn't. They typically wouldn't have the chance to, and also reviving a program that for some reason was successful but didn't survive. So that's kind of the challenge I want to take. So anyway, that is it for me.